Hello everyone, in this episode of Day Job presented by Sparesbox, we take our GR Yaris to the guys at Whiteline to install some simple but very effective suspension upgrades. The GR Yaris has proven itself to be very capable out of the box. But we all know there is always room for improvement over OEM. Australian suspension manufacturer Whiteline has been hard at work developing parts for the GR Yaris, first of which is an anti-lift kit. These were a game changer for the WRX and considered essential for the GR Yaris development in early testing. The Whiteline bush is stronger and the offset hole and spacer allows for more caster, which isn't adjustable on the Yaris, and changes the angle of the lower arm in the car to stop front end lift, which also helps increase dive and can potentially improve braking performance. Once the arm is removed from the car, the factory bush needs to be pressed out and the new one simply pressed in. Reassembly is pretty straightforward. The next mod is a bush insert into the stabilizer mount. This helps stop the engine from rocking as much, giving sharper throttle response. However, it will increase NVH slightly. The factory bush is an odd shape and hard to remove or replace, so the insert squeezes around the factory rubber bush, helping make it more solid. The next item was eccentric camber bolts for the front. These simply go into the strut and turn to help adjust camber in the front, as there is no adjustment from factory. We checked the wheel alignment from factory and there was a little over 1.5 degrees negative camber. But with motorsport use and sticky tyres being used, we wanted more. The camber bolts allowed us to increase negative camber by almost 1 degree to just under 2.5. We also gave the car some toe out in the front, 1 mil in total for now, to help with turn in and make the car sharper. The caster increased slightly with the anti-lift kit from 5 degrees 5 minutes to 5 degrees 30 minutes. Not a massive increase, but it all helps. So one of the great things about where Whiteline is located is they're only a couple of minutes from Old Pack. And not because I want to drive it like a total hooligan, but it allows you to go get a good road impression of the car, as well as obviously help test and develop the cars out of the Whiteline factory. So what are we expecting to see with this car in a drive through Old Pack? Well, firstly, we should feel a little bit more vibration and harshness and noise through the car from having the bush in the stabilizer, and also obviously better bushes in the lower control arm. But to be honest, with the aftermarket exhaust on the car and a race seat in it right now, I can't tell. In a standard car, you will feel the difference in vibration and noise from the stabilizer mount bush. It's just as simple as that. So it now has 2.5 degrees negative camber instead of 1.5 on the front, and has 1 mil total toe out. I thought that would tramline and move around a lot, but it doesn't. It's actually pretty good. It's livable in a road car if you're that way inclined. I mean, it wanders a little bit, but just nowhere near as bad as I thought it would. So the first impression of that is really, really good. Now, as we come into Old Pack and just, push through some corners a little bit, we're not going too crazy. It's just so quick, so easily through here. Now, because we have standard suspension, the car still absorbs all the bumps and the ruts really well. But this car is totally different to standard now with such basic modifications. The front end is now super playful and responsive, like without even trying, turn it in, and it is just instant now in the turn in. The push understeer on the way out is almost completely eliminated, even without having any LSDs. So I'll tip into this corner, third gear, slow it down, come in. Normally if I stood on it here too much, I would start to plow, but I can get on and off the throttle and I'm barely changing the composure of the front end because I'm just not getting that understeer anymore that you used to get as you came out of the corner and put your foot down, it would lift in the front and create understeer because there's less grip in the front. But now with the anti-lift kit, a lot less understeer coming out of the corner than it had before. It's very, very good. One thing I do love about the car is the ability to adjust mid-corner now is very different. It's not sloppy to react anymore, and you can just use the throttle and steering input so much more effectively mid-corner without feeling nervous about what it's going to do. So before, if you got on the throttle, it would understeer a little bit, sort of, you know, on the corner exit, but now you can throttle modulate much better, and it's just so easy to drive flat. I cannot get over that this has standard shocks and springs and standard sway bars and only 140 treadwear tyre, and it is just a toge monster without even really trying that hard. This thing is unbelievable. Wow. And so fun and easy to drive. Heaps of confidence, and brakes are just spectacular. The anti-lift kit not only stops it from lifting, it helps it dive. So now it brakes better. So when you get hard on the brakes, it can lean onto that front suspension better and use up the tyre better and brakes better. So the anti-lift kit doesn't just help with understeer on corner exit, it actually helps with braking coming into the corner. The car's a little bit more stable under braking now, which is a little bit counterintuitive with the toe out compared to what you would think it would do. But the anti-lift kit has done its job and it brakes better as well as gets less understeer on corner exit. I cannot believe that such little mods can be so effective in this car. So it only took one drive down the first section of Old Pack in less than 10 minutes to see just how good this thing is with a few extra mods. Let's talk about the theory versus the reality of these modifications. So the anti-lift kit is designed, as it says, to stop lift in the front. This keeps the weight over the front, so you get better traction in the front and get less understeer, because normally as you power out of a corner, the front lifts, you get inside wheel spin in the front, and obviously you get plow understeer coming out of the corner. The other thing you get from an anti-lift kit is you get more dive, so you actually dive onto the brakes better. I thought it would improve that slightly. I didn't think you'd be able to brake a lot better than you can in this car, but the car now brakes way better and is actually more stable under braking. And the strange part is we've got more toe out in the front. I thought they might outweigh each other, but they don't. This thing just, it brakes even better. It just transfers under the weight and just pulls up so well. Incredible. And obviously the anti-lift kit means corner exit. This thing is so neutral already before we've even done sway bars or coilovers. I can't believe just how neutral this thing is, mid-corner and corner exit now. You can just stand on it on corner exit. But even better, the wheel alignment combined with the extra camber in the front means the car is now a lot more playful mid-corner in terms of little steering inputs are now actually doing their job, but it doesn't get unsettled. You can do little corrections mid-corner, doesn't unsettle the car. You can also use throttle a lot more mid-corner, and it doesn't upset the balance of the car at all. The car just, input versus what it does now is so much sharper. This thing is punching well above its weight category in terms of what it could do through there. But some cars, when they get faster like this, they're not always as fun, but this thing has not lost its ability to just be fun. And even driving at 80, 90%, still fun. Some cars aren't fun until you're right at the limit. It still feels analog, but it's very, very sharp. It's very enjoyable to drive, and you don't even need to go 100%. Even 80% is fun, but I was never scared. I was never worried. I was never nervous in the car, which sometimes a more aggressive wheel alignment can do, especially on the street. But this thing is, I'm gobsmacked. I really am. I don't even know what to say about just how good this thing is with what we've done already. Once we do sway bars and once we do coilovers, is it going to get better? I hope so, because right now, this is fantastic. Honestly, an anti-lift kit and a set of camber bolts in the front and a set of better tires, if you do that to your Yaris, it transforms the car. It's just, it did more than I thought it would. I knew it would make a difference, but I didn't think it would be this much. I truly am impressed how much difference the anti-lift kit has made, as well as the extra camber in the front, the alignment. Fantastic. And in terms of the stabilizer mount, like I said, with an exhaust and race seat, I can't tell the difference, so it's all good. But I'm going to keep driving.